Hello everyone, Neil Tappin here from Golf Monthly and welcome to the Ping European Fitting Centre here at Thornwick Park Golf Club. You can see behind me Ping Man there and I'm going to go through an irons fitting. Now to give you a little bit of context, the iron that I have played over the last 5 years has been the Mizuno JPX 919 Forge. Now I've actually really enjoyed this iron. It's a kind of classic shallow cavity model, the sort that many people watching this will play. Combination of feel and forgiveness, and I've got on pretty well with these irons. The spec is, I've got Project X 6.5 shaft in them. They're quite heavy, they're 125 grams. So anyway, I'm going to run through the process of getting fitted for a new set of irons to see what's changed in this area of the market over the last 5 years, to see whether I can find any extra performance. Now, from a Ping standpoint, the reason I've chosen Ping for this is because they've got two really interesting irons coming out at the beginning of 2024. The first is the Blueprint T. Now this is almost like a blade-like, very much a tour blade model. I'm not 100% sure that's going to be right for me, but I'm certainly looking forward to giving them a try. But the iron that I'm probably more interested in is the Blueprint S. And this harks back to Ping's S55 iron model of the past, and a model that I've played before and I've really liked. I think the performance benefits are there to really consider whether it might be worth upgrading. So the question is, what's changed within that model over the last few years to help players play a bit better? That's what I want to really find out. And also what's changed in the fitting process. So is there anything within the fitting process itself that can uncover interesting insights into my game and potential routes in which I might be able to play a little bit better? So let's head in, see the two new irons, and find out whether I can find any extra performance. Okay, so I've hit a few shots. I've hit 5 shots with my 7-iron, and this is how they've all ended up. And it's quite interesting actually looking at this, because these shots I would say are fairly indicative of how I play the game. So I hit a lot of shots right out of the bottom groove, and you can see how there's a huge difference between the one that's gone sort of short right here has carried 153. And then the longest one I've hit absolutely right out the middle of the bat, it's got 173, so 20-yard difference between these two, which makes, for me at times, knowing that this is what I'm capable of, clubbing quite difficult. So when I look at my 7-iron data from Arcos over the course of the last year or so, I can see that I've come up short quite a lot, and I suspect that's because I'm nervous about this one here going that little bit too far. So I'm often playing for this yardage and then hitting this shot, coming up well short. So having just spoken to Billy about it, I think what we're trying to do is definitely try and bring the difference between front and back in a little bit, and that for me will be the key to finding a bit more consistency with my irons. Now, of course, there's an element of strike in here, and if there's something within the tech in the new irons that can help me close this up as well, that could be a really big benefit. Okay, so we've been through the whole process and we tried a whole host of different shafts and different setups, but these are the sort of 3 key ones to talk through. You've got the original, my own gamer irons that you can see there with the white circle around them. The darker blue circle is the new Blueprint S. Both the Blueprint irons I hit with the Dynamic Gold X100 shafts, and it's quite interesting when we did the comparison between my Project X shafts using the Ping Co-Pilot. It came up with a Dynamic Gold X100, which is one I've used quite a lot in the past. So put that in and you can see the differences in performance. So we were able to kind of close up the differences between front and back with Blueprint S, but really the bigger difference, the bigger improvement for me came with the T-iron in the 7-iron. You can see how much of an improvement has been made. That distance between front and back is much, much tighter, as is the dispersion left and right. And obviously, if I can put that into play all the way through my iron game, then the Ping Co-Pilot is telling me that I'll improve my strokes gained by, I think it was 3.5 shots per round, which would get me down quite close to scratch, which would be absolutely phenomenal. Now, in terms of the spec of the irons, they are more upright than I'm used to, which is, I think for me, quite a positive thing, because I like the feel of them turning over. I really don't like this shot here, the one that's gone short and right. I like that feeling that I can turn them over. I can aim up down the right-hand side. It's just a sort of a bit of a personal preference thing for me. So going a little bit upright was fine. And they're slightly longer than standard as well. So that's the right spec for me. Now, interestingly, obviously Blueprint T is, I came into this fitting thinking they probably wouldn't be right for me in my game, but actually hit them really, really well. I'm just a little bit unsure about them in the kind of 4 and 5 iron.
As much as we thought the Blueprint Ts might be a little harder to use because a little bit smaller, a little bit more bladier looking than what Neil's used to, actually control them really nicely. And kind of the nice part about them, we actually gained another 6 yards carry, but we control the ball a lot better. So we're actually going to go more into a mixed set of clubs. So we're going to go Blueprint S's in the longer irons, so 3 and 4 iron, 5 iron possibly, and then change out to the Blueprint Ts in the more mid irons going into his shorter irons.
So you can see here a big difference, I think, bigger difference than I thought I probably would see at the start of this process between my front and back dispersion and my left and right dispersion as well. So there we have it, fitting complete, a really fascinating process, and a couple of things that really stood out. One, from a kind of product standpoint, well, as you saw at the beginning of this video, didn't think I'd be fitted into Blueprint T, but a couple of things really struck me about it. One was the consistency I was able to get between the front and the back yardage. I hit them really consistently. I hit a lot of shots with the Blueprint T iron, and I wouldn't say that I struck them all perfectly, but the level of consistency that I was able to find was really good. So hopefully I can take that from the fitting bay out onto the golf course and it will make a difference. And then the second thing would definitely be around the actual process of being fitted. So having somebody like Billy, who obviously really knows what he's doing, but also I think Billy's ability to use that Ping co-pilot technology to help him kind of really hone in on exactly what I should be using throughout the bag, because it wasn't just irons. We actually ended up talking quite a bit about the top end of the bag, so hybrids, and we even talked about a 7-wood, so the sort of things I want to see on the golf course, the par 3s that I play. So we ended up talking quite a lot about set composition, which is why in the end we ended up with Blueprint S in the 4 and the 5 iron, and then Blueprint T down from there. And if that strokes gain graphic is right, then perhaps there's a handicap cut waiting for me in 2024. I certainly hope so. So there you have it. That's it for me from now from the Ping Fitting Centre here at Thornton Park Golf Club. I hope you've enjoyed it. Please do leave some comments below. Be really interested to hear what you have to say. But that's it for now. Thanks for watching. We'll see you next time.